Most people think private trains disappeared with the golden age of rail travel, but some of the most luxurious forms of transportation on Earth still move on rails today. Hidden behind ordinary locomotives are private rail cars worth millions of dollars, rolling mansions crossing entire countries. Because while billionaires embraced jets and superyachts publicly over time, a small group never abandoned private trains, and that created one of the most forgotten luxury worlds still operating today: the world of private rail travel. At Level 1, private train luxury begins with premium passenger experiences publicly. This is where most people first encounter rail luxury. Business-class cabins, private suites, and luxury sleeper cars appear. Travel becomes comfortable instead of stressful. Because modern transportation increasingly feels crowded and exhausting, people crave space, and trains offer something airplanes rarely provide consistently anymore: room to breathe. At this level, luxury remains accessible to successful professionals and travelers. The experience feels exclusive. But eventually, exclusivity stops feeling special over time. Privacy becomes more valuable. At Level 2, travelers begin booking entire private train cabins privately. The journey becomes personal. Private bedrooms, dedicated dining areas, and customized service appear. The train feels like a moving hotel, because luxury increasingly means separation from strangers. Privacy becomes the attraction, and psychologically this transforms how travel feels completely. Movement becomes relaxation. The destination becomes less important than the experience itself. The journey gains value. At Level 3, luxury rail companies begin creating elite travel experiences globally. This is where serious wealth enters. Historic routes, gourmet dining, and world-class service become standard. Everything feels cinematic, because wealthy travelers increasingly seek experiences rather than possessions. Memories become status. And luxury trains provide something modern transportation rarely delivers: a sense of occasion. Every meal, cabin, and landscape becomes part of the story. At Level 4, private railcars enter the picture completely. This is where the psychology changes. Individuals begin purchasing their own custom train cars privately, a home on rails. These railcars include bedrooms, offices, lounges, and luxury interiors throughout. Everything becomes personalized. Because extreme wealth eventually dislikes sharing environments, customization becomes essential, and the private railcar becomes a moving extension of personal identity. At Level 5, private trains become business and networking environments strategically. Power enters the equation. Executives, investors, and influential figures begin traveling privately together. Deals happen on board, because important conversations often happen away from public attention. Privacy creates opportunity, and trains provide hours of uninterrupted access. At Level 6, billionaire rail travel evolves into mobile estates completely. The scale becomes extraordinary. Multiple rail cars, private staff, chefs, security teams, and custom operations appear. The train becomes a moving compound. Everything feels familiar, and the owner can cross entire countries without sacrificing comfort privately. The world moves around them. At Level 7, private trains stop functioning like transportation entirely. They become rolling kingdoms. This is the world of custom-built railcars worth millions of dollars. Everything becomes bespoke. Private observation decks and luxury suites appear. The owner no longer adapts to travel. Travel adapts to the owner. It becomes a lifestyle. Most people think private jets replaced luxury trains completely, but the reality is more complicated. Jets maximize speed, while private trains maximize experience. For a small group around the world today, the train remains unmatched, because no airplane offers the same combination of space, comfort, and atmosphere. The experience feels timeless, wealth that values the journey, because they make travel feel extraordinary again.